go to our final group, right? Our orange crushers.
Okay. Hey everyone. Thanks for sticking around so late for our last project. I've loved seeing all the creative projects today. Now you're going to hear from myself and Josh and Mike. This is called the State Park Excursion, which revolves around the outdoors and making trips to national parks in the United States. Because, you know, in our line of desk work as developers, we do need to remember to go outside between projects and enjoy some fresh air. So next slide, please. Okay, so here we invite you to explore our U.S. national park system. Our project allows people to get crucial park information on how to plan ahead for either a future visit or to run out the door right on the spot and discover pertinent travel details from anywhere. Next slide, please. So our story is for anyone who wants to visit a national park and who may need to know how far away they are, which would be travel time and actual physical distance, so that they can plan their trips effectively, because they also would want any pertinent details like, oh, there's a weather alert or there's some safety things they need to know. So the motivation behind this project is actually inspired by some folks in Mike's family who love to go out and hike. So we made this app to help people who live in or who visit the United States to connect or reconnect with the great outdoors. Travelers from abroad, newly settled families, even established folks oftentimes shy away from the amazing natural world right at our fingertips, despite wanting to go on an excursion. So we built an app to help people find parks near them and learn what is there. Up next is Mike with the process. Next slide, please.
Thanks, Mia. The technology that we used was Materialize for our CSS framework, and our APIs used was Google Maps and from the National Park Service. Breakdowns of our tasks and roles. Our planning process was a collaborative effort, starting with this beautiful drawing that we pretty much came almost identical to the actual final product, which was not expected, but came out very nice. Our breakdown of tasks, Josh took on the Google Maps API, Mia handled a lot of the Materialize, implementing that, and myself looking at the state parks with the help of Mia there with her expertise on that. And some challenges that we ran into, the Google Maps API was just difficult to use. The main issue with that, keeping the key secure, we did have to get a credit card on file to use it, and just keeping that secure so no one could steal that information was a huge challenge for us. And then realizing that Materialize does not have very much documentation. When you get stuck, there's not much help to find on the internet, and we found out pretty quickly that that's pretty much everyone's issue who uses Materialize. But we decided to power through and came out with a finished product. And then our successes, finally got it completed with no errors. We kept that Google key secure, no charges on the credit card, we're good there. And then just learning different aspects of GitHub, I think was a big success for us. One of our ping points in the beginning of the project was merge conflicts that kept arising after a week or two, I guess. I think we all have a much better handle on how to resolve those conflicts. And I will turn this over to Josh for the demo.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and do the demo here. Get out of this. So I'm just gonna head right to our deployment page here. And we're gonna bring you to the page here. So the first thing you're gonna be greeted with is this nice carousel here of images that you'll see will rotate through, some nice state park inspired imagery here. And the first thing you're going to want to do when you come to the site, obviously, when using it, this is the feature that we added to keep our key secure. So first, you're just going to want to add your API key in here and hit save, and that's going to upload that to local storage. This is how we avoided, putting our key directly on GitHub. And obviously, until we can, secure it in a server, this is the most efficient way to make sure that the website can work. Next, what you want to do is you're going to want to put in your starting address here. So, maybe you're in Wayne or wherever you want to be. I'm just being generic with a city, but you can, put your actual address. And then you want to go, maybe you want to stay in PA, right? So what parks in PA are there? Type in PA, click on PA in the drop down, and this parks list will populate with all the different state parks in PA. And you can click on the one that you want, maybe Gettysburg, and then you can hit go, and the Google Maps will pop up, replacing the carousel. It's fully functional, like normal Google Maps would be here, giving you your route. And when you want information on the drive or even the park, you come down here and hit more details. You're going to get park info, hours of the park, explanations about it, entrance fees, and obviously your trip information. So the distance and duration of the trip is going to be listed here. And then you can close out of that. If you want to, maybe you still want to stay in PA, go to a different park, you can do that, click a different park, and the same information will come up. Maybe you want to go to a completely different state, like, I don't know, maybe Kentucky, and then you want to go to this park here. And obviously that will update here, and as well as the park information is all stored in local storage when you hit go there. So that's how we're pulling it back down and populating the info fields here, and they will update depending on what park you selected, and your trip will come in here as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the demo here. So I'm gonna come back to that. And it's gonna go back to Mike.
All right, for plans for the future, first thing would be refactoring the UI that controls that Google Maps key. One thing we wanted to do is once the key was entered and saved, have that box disappear, but obviously check to make sure it's a valid key before that happens, just to get it off the screen. What would happen, another feature was a search history feature. This is something that we had laid out. We could have done it with another day or two, I think. We just didn't have the time, and this would just it would put your last 4 searched parks in search history box with a link where if you wanted to go back to one of your last 4 searches, you just click that link and it'll take you, the map will come back, and so will the modal for all the park information. And then one other thing is to add more park details. If you're planning this trip, you want as much information as you can, especially if you're going to Kentucky from Wayne. The state park API does bring back a whole lot of information. Some things we could do would be videos, there's webcams, any events that are happening at that park, any history of the park. Really the list is, I mean, not endless, but it's huge. So anything else that would be pertinent to planning a trip, we would like to add to the page. And then just persisting the starting address on the page, just to make sure that the user doesn't have to enter their starting address every time. They can really just jump from park to park as quick as possible. And then there's our links to our page and to our repository. Any questions?
Let's start it with the claps. I think that was really good. I don't think I have questions. I think I have 2 comments. Maybe I have a question. I think they're comments though. I liked the just general, like, I'm not sure what the word I want to see here is, like the cohesive theme of everything. Like everything felt like it belonged together, you know what I mean? From color choices and spacing and elements, everything just felt right. I don't know how else to describe that. It's just one of those things that you just feels right. So I wanted to call that out. I thought the design really came together well. And I thought you did something that I'm always a big fan of, but it's tough to do. And it's something that I kind of describe as like, these projects ultimately fall into like these different types. And like your project in my eyes is a data story. Like you have a crap load of data that you get back. Google Maps gives you a bunch of data. The park service thing gives you a bunch of data. And sometimes that's like really tough. Like in your head, you're like, oh, lots of data is good, but then you have to do something with it. And you have a lot of it. And I thought the way you displayed it, where you had some stuff, obviously the map displays, you show the drop downs on the left, you click the modal, more pops up. Like you're slowly discovering more and more as you go through the app. And I thought that was a really clever way to work with a large set of data. So yeah, I guess no questions, just comments. But I think you guys did a good job and they both stood out to me.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
I don't know where we're at. I think we have like 2 or 3 more minutes though. If anybody has any questions or comments for this group.
I agree with what Dan just said. Even the font looks right. I don't know what it is. The presentation was great. The app was great. Everything was good.
Try to go for the earthy tones. Glad it worked out.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, maybe that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Cool. Thanks.
I'm like, I can't hold anything. I've dropped something
My
like 10
classic
times.
question is this responsive or did I miss that? In the
Oh, we
presentation?
didn't show that, but it is
Yeah,
responsive.
it is. Yeah.
Okay.
It actually looks better on a real mobile phone than it does in DevTools, which I thought was interesting. But we're using Materialize, so it just kind of
happens sometimes.
pops to.
Yeah. Okay, I was just curious because
Are you able to show it? Do you have whoever's sharing their screen still?
Here, I can show you. If we go down to the mobile size, it will actually pop, the map will come down here and pop out the bottom and
Oh,
it'll get
nice.
smaller. It even goes down to, there was like a Google Flip size, which is like 280 pixels that it does shrink down to. So, yeah.
Nice.
This is a
That's good.
question coming from somebody who clearly has really no idea how to do any of this stuff. But if you were to be on your phone, right, and you clicked on the map, would it take you to Google Maps like for directions, like if you were in your car or something?
The way it's configured right now, it doesn't, you can only interact with the map like on the web page itself. But that's probably something that you can add with the API. I would just have to look into that.
Yeah, great.
Nice. All right, well, we will set you free. I think we're at time there. So thank you to our orange crushers.